Hopefully, you should be able to see and hear me. I'm breaking with tradition and starting a little bit early. Would you believe I'm always waiting, but I'm going to start early today, right? But we'll just till 5 really. So first of all, the main thing we need to discuss is the weather, isn't it? I have no idea what the weather's like where you are. It's been an absolutely crazy day here today. We've had blazing hot sunshine 1 minute, the next minute it's tipping it down with rain. All sorts of stuff happening. So, but then I live in England, what do you expect? That's what happens to our weather. So today, we're going to be discussing some very, it could almost be considered boring, right? But here's the thing, right? I kind of was listening to the questions that my team was asking, and my team is full of very dynamic, educated individuals. They really make the effort to kind of make sure they're up to date with everything. But there's so much going on that they were questions that made me kind of realize, oh my goodness, I better get all of this. And we did a session, it was yesterday, Monday, right? We did a session called What Happens When? Okay, and that's what we're going to be that with you today. And please feel free to ask as many questions as you want to. Right, I'm just coming along at this and see if you can see me and hear me and all of that. So, Sue, can you hear me? Can you just pop in here if you can hear me, please? If you can just put in a little Y for yes, so I know I'm not talking away to myself. Yay, I'm excited. Good, that makes everything better. Was that? Yeah, thank you, Patrick. That makes me feel much, much better. By the way, while Patrick's here, can you all wish him a happy anniversary, please? Patrick and his beautiful wife, Bonnie, actually completed 42 years of happily married life. 42 years, can you believe it? How wonderful is that, right? So congratulations, Patrick and Bonnie. So we've given him the night off tonight. Okay, he can go put his feet up and rest. Don't know what he's doing here. He's not supposed to be here. But there we go. Right, so if you remember, last I did one of these, the last time I flew solo, we had problems sharing screen. Okay, I've tested, and it looks okay. So I'm going to share with you a very boring but very important document, right? And we'll go through everything step by step by step and explain the sequence of things. All right, now please, please, please feel free to ask questions. What I will do is I will actually go through the whole thing so I'm not losing the sequence of things. And then at the end of it, I'll come back here and I'll answer questions. All right. And Sue is, completely up to scratch on everything. So she'll be able to answer questions as well as we go. Thank you, Verna. It's always such a relief when I can actually be heard, because I don't know, it sometimes just goes absolutely crazy. But then Patrick has now graduated to the Mac crowd, and they say once you have a Mac, you never go back kind of thing. Sue has a Mac as well. I'm the only one so far with a PC, but we're crossing over. I'm crossing over at the end of this month. I'm walking into the light with a brand new piece Mac. So really looking forward to that, because a Mac is just so clever, does all sorts of wonderful things. All righty, so let's get started, right? I'm going to disappear back to the Hangout, and I'm going to focus from there. And isn't it wonderful, Daphne? Absolutely brilliant. Okay. I am going to share screen now. Document. I want to do something. Perfect. A little bit slow, we got there in the end, right? So can you tell me that you can see this, please? I'll come over again and have a look. Sue, yeah, tell me about it. Talk about, are you woohooing to the fact? Oh, yes, you can see this. Okay, I thought you were excited that I was getting a Mac. I know I am, but yeah, you can see my screen, which is what matters. Okay, so let's get cracking on this. Right. Okay, so I don't know why it's showing it so small all of a sudden, but okay, present to everyone, that's great. All right. Okay, I have no idea why it's so small, but hopefully you all are seeing it the usual size, right? Okay, so, you know, we're all kind of eating, breathing, sleeping, thinking iPads at the moment, aren't we? And it's wonderful because Sue, Patrick, and myself are all coaches, actually, all certified iPass business coaches. And we are seeing what's happening, right? We are seeing the results, we're seeing the volume of leads that are coming in for us to call. And it's actually quite staggering because you barely deal with one lot and you kind of look away and look back and there's another 10 landed up, you know? So we are working flat out. And the questions that I was being asked had nothing to do with the advanced mechanics. It was the basic things, right? So let's go through that, right? And explain exactly what happens from the word go. We're what, a month in now? And you know, there was a lot of excitement to begin with, and well, there still is a lot of excitement and that kind of thing. But what happened was we all kind of flooded in, took our places, started marketing, doing all of that. And now that things are kicking in, for example, one of mine said, you know, she got her first sale and it was, oh gosh, Marion, what do I do now? You know, that sudden responsibility kind of hit her. So let's talk about everything. Okay, now I'm going to take it right from the stage when somebody clicks on your pre-sale or sale link. Okay, we're talking about iPass. And this is something I want to say to you right from the word go. All of us are probably in Empower Network and iPass. Okay, and yes, I mean, I absolutely love Empower Network, right? But though I was fairly successful at it, I know many people struggle to promote it on its own, which is why iPass is such a blessing, right? So really, your job now, your only job now, is to send traffic to your iPass link. Okay, now you have two options there, in that you can just use the promo link or the sales page link, the one with the main video, you know, which has either Adam talking or Chris talking. You have a choice of those, or indeed you can actually do your own pre-sale video, and you know, so you're kind of bridging, right, the gap from there to there. Now, you know, don't feel you have to make a pre-sale video or use the pre-sale page. Mike Hobbs, for example, doesn't. He just sends traffic directly to that sales page, exactly as the system was designed for you to do. All right. And here's where people are getting confused. Okay. This system is designed to weed out anybody who's not a serious contender. Simple as that. There is no point, okay, let me take one little back step here. The way it's happened to now is that, you know, you would get a load of leads or a load of clicks or whatever, and a lot of people would click through, but only a tiny minority would take action, right? Which is why now, when we look at the way things are happening, and we are only getting a tiny amount of people coming into our funnels, some of us are panicking and some of us are thinking, oh my gosh, this is not working. What's going on? You know, it's not that at all. Trust me. Okay, it's just the fact that what you are getting into your funnel now are serious people. Okay, all the other just clickers and tire kickers and all of that, they just go on by. Okay, so when you know, it's up to you. You can use the pre-sale page. You can use the just sales page. You can even do split testing. If you've got lead pages or one of the other tools, for example, you can do a split test and see what's working best. Okay, simple as that, really. Right. But if you're not familiar with using lead pages and split testing and all of that, keep it simple. Some of the most successful people are keeping it completely simple. Now, how do I know that? Patrick and myself, we're in one of the rooms where you know, a lot of the leaders are there, and we can see their results. And we know that very often they're not using a pre-sale page or anything of that sort. They're just sending people directly in. Okay, so don't be panicky if you can't do a pre-sale page. The normal sales page is working just as well. All right. So what happens when people click on your pre-sale or sale link? Number one, some will click off without taking notice at all, right? They kind of look at it and they go, no, not bothered, and go, right? People are click happy these days. You know, it happens, right? Now, you will never see or hear from those people again unless you are using a capture page, okay? Because even your pre-sale page doesn't actually have an opt-in box, right? So if you're not using something like lead pages, etc., then you'll just never see those people again. They'll just, you know, disappear into the ether, and that's fine. Okay. Now, the second batch, some will enter their name and email, but they won't pay to actually see the 5 success formula videos, which is that first module. All right. Now, what happens with those is 2 things. One is they turn up as leads in the iPass system, right? And in Get Response, they land up in Get Response in the leads list that you set up. Remember when you went through the setup wizard, right? You set up 2 lists, right? One was your leads list, one was your buyers list. Okay, so people who enter their details to watch the videos but don't actually pay to then progress into iPass, right? They will just end up in your leads list, both in iPass and in Get Response. Now, the iPass system is set up to drip on them. Okay, so the iPass system will drip feed, the iPass system is what you call an intelligent autoresponder. So it knows exactly where each person is, what step they're at, and it encourages them to go to the next step. Okay, so that's really important, right? Now, with the leads that are in, that turn up and Get Response, obviously the same ones, what would be a great idea for you to do is to send out little broadcast emails. Okay, keep them warm, let them get to know, like, and trust you. Marketing is all about that. If you want to do it properly and you want to have a long-term business, that's what you've got to do, right? Build a know, like, and trust factor. So there you do things like, send them to your blogs, send them to your videos, connect with them on Facebook, all that kind of thing. Okay, if you want to, if you don't want to, that's fine too. It's just that people who take more action will end up, reaping the rewards, basically. Okay. So yeah, so you should be broadcasting to those. So these are people that enter their name and email but don't buy. Okay, these are just your leads. The next lot, they will enter their name and email into that initial video, and they will go on to pay either the $7 or the $1 trial. Okay, now, yes, so they will buy something. Now, they then show up in your, yeah, they then show up in your member feed area in your marketing tab. Okay, you've got a marketing center in your iPaaS back office. Only they will show up. Your leads won't show up, your buyers will. All right. Now, so where you can find them is if you go to your marketing center and then go to your members feed, you find them there. You will also find them in your GetResponse account in your buyers list. Okay, that's very important to remember too. Now, again, they will be getting a welcome email from the system and from GetResponse, because remember, you've got one email in there. So they'll get that anyway, so you don't have to worry about that, right? And then again, the system will, automatically encourage them to go from one step to the next. All right. Here's a big mistake that many people make. Right. Many people will actually try and take somebody from a standing start, they will try and explain all the steps right through to finish. So they'll say things like, so click on that button, then do this, then do that, then do that, and that's going to cost you $47, and then you can also buy the 97, and oh, by the way, after that, you can buy the profit maximizers. By that time, you've confused them, you've put them off, everything, right? Let the system do its job. Only encourage them to take the next step and go forward, watch those videos, contact their coach, etc., etc. All right, that's the important thing there. Yeah. So where am I gone? I have, yeah, so those will show in your members feed area, and you find your members feed in your marketing center, and then click on the members feed. They'll also be in your GetResponse account in your iPaaS buyers list. Like I've said, they'll get a welcome email from the system. They'll be dripped on by the system emails to encourage them to connect with their coaches, upgrade, etc. You should also broadcast to them and gently encourage them to do the same thing. But honestly, rather than you trying to force them to contact their okay, what I'm trying to say is, if you give people instructions on what to do and just tell them to do something, very often they won't take action, right? If you inspire them to do it, that's when they take action. How do you inspire them? Go into the iPaaS Mastermind group, look down the list of testimonials. I just get so inspired when I look at some of those, right? Plan your message. Are you going to say, look, even new people are having success? Find a message that says that. Or better still, find a message that inspires you. Copy that message, right? I use Jig to kind of take little clips of things I need. Copy that message, pop it on your blog, write a little thingy, a little article about it. Just a couple of sentences will do. Or two little paragraphs, an opening paragraph talking about the image, and then a closing paragraph with a call to action button, right? Then mail your list or just spread the word around social media, etc. Direct them to your blog where they will take action. All right, so inspire them into taking action. Right, and say things like, look, this is what's happened, have you watched all the videos? If you have, contact your coach. They'll explain everything to you. They'll get all your questions answered, right? And you can actually also use the instant message box in your back office to instant message your people a lot of the time, right? So that's the third thing that happens. Now, when they are in there, they may also purchase the six-figure shortcuts. Okay, now I'll tell you what, if you don't have the six-figure shortcuts, please go get it. the training in there is brilliant. All right. That is normally $97, but often it's downsold at $47, which is why I got very confused, for example, because I was getting two amounts of $32 something, right, which is the 70% because I'm a Black Card member. And I was like, why am I getting two amounts from each person? And I was getting panicked, thinking, oh my gosh, you know, it's deducting two amounts from them for the system. Wasn't that one was for the system, but they'd also bought the six-figure shortcut at the discounted price of $47. Okay, so okay. So it's telling me that it's not going to move past this, which is slightly daft. Bear with me, please. Let me see what happens here. Okay, this is weird. You are screen sharing and presenting to everyone. Okay, I'm just going to come over and see if you can see the entire page. Yeah. Okay, excellent. Thank you, Sue. You're holding the fort brilliantly there. Let me see whether I can scroll this down. Okay. That is annoying. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop screen sharing, right? I'm going to read the document through, just explain everything to you, and then later on, we'll actually post this document in here for you some way or the other, or if you want it, if you'll just contact Sue, myself, or Patrick, we'll send it to you individually, right? Because it is annoying doing it this way. Now it's gone backwards. Okay, great. You're me to not do anything I don't want you to see. Scratch my nose or something of that sort. Okay, so we were talking about the six-figure shortcuts, right? So we finished. Now, you know, take the trial. They will be automatically billed for the $47 for the system when the 7-day trial is up. Okay. Usually by that time, they've either cancelled if they're not interested, or they're going to go ahead. Okay. Now, what we are finding is that most people will start to buy some of the products. A lot of them are then going ahead, you know, the whole all-in pack, etc., which, by the way, if you don't know, is now $3,997, not $2,997. Okay, so the videos are all going to be changed up, etc., etc., and your commission on that, a $3,000 commission, which is brilliant, right? So going back to this, you know, they will automatically bill $47 for the system when the 7-day trial is up. Do bear in mind that some might be caught unawares and they might then ask for a refund. Okay, because don't forget that Chris says clearly in the video that they can ask for a refund and get every penny back. Okay, so we don't want to get into any confusion there. So I'm very happy with that. Right. Now, what the statistics say that over 75% are actually keeping their accounts, which is good news for us. Yep. Now, you are then paid these commissions on a 2-weekly cycle. So you're paid every week, but 2 weeks in arrears, right? So the Friday, 2 weeks after it all comes into your, after it's paid to you, it then clears into your e-wallet. But remember that chargeback some way down the line, your money going forward. Okay, that's the way it works. Yeah. So that's the thing there. So that is all about what happens when. Okay. Hopefully you'll have followed that. I'm just going to come across and see if there are. Gary. Gary's being watching Patrick from last week. Bless him. Okay. Let's have a look here. Question from yes, Mary. The first all-in still passes up. Yes, Mary. There's no change at all to the commission plan as such. It's just the figure has changed. Okay. So that's the thing. All right. I know, Irene. It's horrible when they do things like that. These technical issues. Yep. Okay. So no more questions here. I'm thinking, Irene, probably some are saying that it's loud and clear, and some are saying that I'm rolling and things like that. That, you know, it tends to have an effect. Said Irene, I'm crossing over, I'm walking into the light, I'm getting a Mac. So hope silly issues. Right. Okay. Right. Okay, so we got that so far. Okay. Now, if you don't have any more questions on that, on the sequence, what the coaches do. Okay, because many people are confused as to what the coach's role is, what the coach does, etc., etc. So this is what Sue, Patrick, and myself do, in addition to building our own businesses and having a and we love it. I must. It's a challenge sometimes. And let's be frank about it. Anything where people are involved is always a challenge. All right, but the good people you speak with, and they're all good. It's just, you know, some have different mindsets and all that kind of thing. But the good conversations you have more than make up for any stress we might have with it, right? So here's what we do, right? As soon as your member lands up in, well, as soon as they purchase something, the $7 or the $1 trial, right? So every buyer of a Black Card member, remember, if you're not a Black Card member, your buyers will. Okay, so it's only the coaches work exclusively on behalf of our Black Card members, right? So when a buyer lands up in your list, right, what happens is they immediately pop into one of the coach's back offices on a round robin. Okay, so it goes round and round and round, and it just kind of leads into each of our back offices. We aim to email buyers within a very short time, you know, minutes, maybe a couple of hours maximum kind of thing. Obviously, if it's overnight, then, you know, we catch up with them as soon as we can, right? But we aim to email buyers as quickly as possible, you know, as quickly as they show up in their in our member feed, right? And what our email does is it welcomes them, it congratulates them, and introduces ourselves as they and we encourage them to watch the 5 videos, fill out their game plan, and then book an appointment with us. And all of us also have a little clause in our emails, and it's a brief little email, but it works really well. We get good responses to it. What we say to them is, if you're having any problems at all booking an appointment, because sometimes the calendars just don't work, right? So we say, if you're having any problems at all, just email us or instant message us or connect with us on Skype. And we give them all those contact details, right? So there's no reason for anybody to not contact us. And occasionally we'll get a member sort of contacting us saying, why haven't you contacted my person? They're waiting for a call. Our thing is to encourage all of you all to not waiting for a call, you know, then they're in waiting mode, in a doing nothing mode, right? Explain to them, listen, the coaches are working flat out, they are busy, they are in demand, right? It's up to you in front of their noses. Okay, make an appointment to see them, or email them, Skype them, call them. You've got an email from them, get in touch with them. They're really in demand. You know, you want to be okay. Don't make it something facing them, right? That's where the value goes. Okay. You don't want to chase them, not because we want to chase them, but because we are here to be their coaches, right? So if they come to that much of a healthier start to their relationship, in that, you know, we build that and relationship, you know, where they know what they should be doing, and from then on they will take an active role in their businesses, right? We don't want to chase them down and sell to them and all the rest. Now, let me put it this way. If we run out of appointments, right, and things as quickly as possible, we do our very, very best to call every person who's reached a number 5. So basically, you know, they've watched all 5 videos. We are very keen on covering all of those. Okay, that is something that we will do anyway. But what I'm saying is the relationship and the start that you're giving your member is so much healthier if you tell them to take action rather than have us chase them up. Yeah, I'm sure you understand what I mean there, right? Yeah, we watch their progress. Call video, right? Now, many will actually instant message before they get to that stage, and we all start with them straight away. Okay, they will respond to our emails. They'll instant, very happy to answer. You know, when the instant messaging, some will connect with us on Skype, etc., etc. So every which way, relationship right from the $7 really important there. Now, if we have Skype contact or instant message contact or whatever, we try, we invariably copy that and paste it into the notes section. Some of us are losing our notes, right? I was Patrick or Gary this morning, you know, put a really long, detailed note into one of the records, because we need it as much as you all do. In fact, more than you all do, right? Because we want to be able to follow up with that person, etc. But you've heard Chris say, you've heard Anthony say that sometimes the notes go. Always feel that if you don't see notes, it means we haven't done anything. To look at this like it's our own stuff, you know. We're just a really conscientious bunch, to be honest. When I listen to what goes on and the hours we work, it is a little bit crazy, but that's how it works. But that's the thing, right? Yeah, you can see all of the sequence of things in your member feed, which you can marketing center, right? So it'll be and click on the members feed, the names will all come up. If you click on their names, it'll open a panel up down the side, and you'll see their profile, the notes, and you'll see the statuses, right? And the status also records on the main panel section. So you'll be able to follow all of that through. Okay. Do be prepared that the majority will not do a thing. Okay. It's just a numbers game, right? You know, some will, some won't. So what kind of thing, right? The majority will not do anything. It's as simple as that. It's something I've learned. I accept it, and that's that. Yeah. However, what we are seeing is that a large number are purchasing the profit maximizers. Okay, we have a tiny percentage who are saying, okay, I'll just stay with iPass, and then, you know, when I've made the money, I'll upgrade. We always explain to them that they're running a really high risk of losing their income. So what happens if somebody, if they start marketing and they actually sell something to, a profit maximizer, right? Because they don't own a profit maximizer, that sale will pass up to their sponsor, right? And what happens to iPass membership if there's an EN sponsor involved? So that iPass membership or subscription will also disappear to that sponsor. Very, very bad way to try their business, and we explain that to them, right? So many of them will actually go to the starter kit level and join there, right? But we're seeing a large number of very business-minded people who will actually go all in, right? So that's pretty exciting. Right now, the first you know about a sale you've made, because we don't contact you about sales, etc., you will get a notification from iPass, and you also get a notification from David Wood, right? Your inbox will get filled up with congratulation messages from David Wood, which is great, right? Now, that happens. Now, at that stage, really, you should start to build a little bit of a relationship with them, right? I don't know how, you are with your members, etc. Talking from I am very interactive with members, right? That builds the longevity. You want to be helping people, and you want to be giving value all the time. What I do is I send a welcome letter, and actually this document, there is a welcome letter, an example, well, the one that I use basically. So if you'll want this document, you're very welcome to it, and you'll find it all there, right? So I send them a welcome letter, and I plug them into our membership site and anything else that I need to plug them into, right? So I connect with them on Skype, I connect with them on Facebook if they're there, and then I add them to any relevant groups, the etc., etc. So really, there's a lot of connecting and settling in that goes on at that stage. All right. Obviously, there are sellers who don't do that. Sellers, then the hunters. It's up to you to choose what type you want to be. As far as I'm concerned, I'm a person, so I think it's only fair to do it that way, and that gives them a solid grounding, and it takes them from there. Doesn't mean you have to handhold them. Don't get me wrong. You're not running a kindergarten, you're not running a nursery. We're all big, okay. And even though I have a really close relationship with my team, they'll be the first ones to tell you if they ask a question. I'll never give them the answer. I'll point to where they can find the answer. Okay, and that works wonderfully. And they're a really independent, strong bunch of people, really. So, right now, make sure to be there for them, right, in that first week or so, because everything is so overwhelming. Keep them pointed in the right direction. Say, don't worry about this, don't, do this, this is your next step, etc. You should know what their next step is and just make sure they stay. So that's really important. Now, this is very, very important, right? And we'll end on this, and then we'll come in. I'll come and see if we have any questions, etc. So here's something that can be quite confusing for them. Okay, they currently purchase a profit maximizer, is that they go from Pass website to the Empower Network website. No problems at all there. Both those places are my home. Okay. However, what happens is they then get sidetracked by all the Empower Network stuff. So there's seeing the Fast Start and Empower Network. They're seeing, you know, click here and start blogging now. Two of my people, when I, you know, next contact them or they next contact me, I can tell by their questions that they're in the wrong place doing it. Okay, so we have like a little website, a little welcome website, one pager that we send out to our new folk, and it tells them exactly what to do, right? After this, do your setup wizard, or pay to have a setup wizard, go training section, you know, do this, this, and this there, right? Once you finish that, go to your marketing section. So literally, I'm connecting them from their little walkabout and bringing them back to where their focus needs to be, which is get pass set up so that their only job after that is to promote that iPass link. Okay, you see how it all comes full circle there. You start off with your marketing and everything there, and then you bring your person back to that same point where they are now ready to start off, right? And the best thing in the world for you to do is to get that sequence, you know, very clear in your head. Your entire team will follow suit. Simple as that. Is being proactive, being focused, and not kind of jumping around, getting, you know, completely all the. So that's it for me today. Short and sweet. You have managed to hear all of that. I'm coming over to look at this and see if there's anything here. Okay. Let me go down and have a look. Okay, lots of activity here. Okay, best mask. I agree with Sue completely, right. I never use the long link in anything, ever. Okay, it looks ugly, but moreover, it's really dangerous to use the long link, right? Two reasons. Number one, you can get yourself banned from Facebook and wherever else you're posting it. However, people have a weird tendency when they see those links. What they kind of want to do, and this is a psychological thing that people have, very often they remove the affiliate ID, you know, and they want to just click on the direct link. What happens when they click on the direct link? Disappears to the company, right? I have no idea what happens, but I know in Empower Network that, you know, quite often in that instance, it's gone up to David Wood or whatever, simply because there's been a mistake with things. So, like Sue said, I would never ever send out a long link to any. The first thing I do with my link is I will get a domain and I will mask it, right? You know, forward and mask it, right? So yeah, exactly, Ellie. It's as simple as that. Here's the thing, guys. I did a little video once. It's a little 5-minute video on Google is a girl's best friend. All right. Anything you don't know along these tiny little things of how to mask a domain, how to forward a domain, etc., how to copy and paste, do a search in Google. Okay. The other thing is GoDaddy itself has a really, really good set of instructional videos. Or to work it all out, go and watch a video and do it from there. Yeah. So that's a really good tip there, Ellie. Thank you. Yeah, what Sue's saying about Facebook remembering it's worse than an elephant. Trust me. At the moment, I'm in Facebook jail. Don't ask me why, but all I ever do, you'll have seen my posts, you know, that's all I ever do. And the stupid thing is, it's actually banned me from posting in my own group, right? So just the way it is. I have no idea how it's going to, how long it's going to remain, etc., etc. True, but I have tried and tried to use one of my domains, and I've been unsuccessful in getting that to work. Mary, that's probably because what Sue's talking about, you know. You best to get a fresh domain. Here's another tip, guys. When you're buying a domain, before you actually buy it, give me 2 seconds, please. Oh, do you like that mug? I got my daughter gave me that for Mother's Day, and it says the world's nicest. She wouldn't have given me that when she was 16 years old, trust me. But now she's older, she realizes. It's so funny. Is another tip when you're buying domains. I mean, they're really inexpensive. You know, if you have a coupon, you can actually get them for little or nothing, or they normally cost like $6 or $10 for the entire year, right? But when you're buying a domain, if you're looking at something, first do a search, and it's called, is this domain blacklisted, or blacklisted domains, or something of that sort, right? Before you even buy a domain, if you fancy something, do a, you know, check to see if it's available, and then do a search in this site or on Google to see if that domain is blacklisted, right? There's absolutely no point in you buying a domain which has already been blacklisted, which somebody's now given up because they know it's blacklisted. All right, so that's a real pain. I have people who said to me, you know, I bought a brand new domain and it's blacklisted. That's only because some marketer has sort of got rid of that, and you know, it's back in circulation and you've landed up on it. Yep, so that's a tip there. Mary, to be honest, I try not to use the badass content link, because I don't know, you know, I don't know that I'm happy actually seeing that kind of thing. So I just do it, you know, my own domain, and most surefire way of doing it. To post to any Empower network, yeah, Sue's absolutely right there. Facebook is not friendly towards internet marketing in general, and also with the volume of us posting, they see it as, oh no, another scam, you know. So it's not just us they block. They kind of block all sorts of marketing things, etc., which is so hypocritical, because they're quite happy to take your marketing money for Facebook PPC, but you can't actually advertise free. Okay, so it's actually more that than anything else. At the end of the day, if we could all advertise free, why would we do pay-per-click stuff, right? So that's there. Yeah. Okay, so that's been answered there. Yeah, okay. Sorry, I'm just going back. Okay, so Irene, let me answer that question again. Yeah, remember who did all the videos, game plan, set up our autoresponder, and bought the upsell and the starter kit. What should she do next? You know, Irene, the very next step for her to do rather, would be to go to the training section. Yeah, the training center, watch the videos there, pick up a game plan from there, you know, decide what she's going to do, and then get cracking. Yeah, so there's a lot of training there that will actually help them get motivated and help them get going. And yeah, when she makes an appointment to talk with us, that's exactly what we explain to them. But we give them a direction and tell them, okay, go do this, and off they go. Yeah. Yeah, I agree, Sue. Really best to let them talk with the coach and let the coach do all of that. Yeah. Yes, okay. Are the clicks recorded anywhere? I have 185 clicks. Okay. Gary, I'm not sure what you mean. Are they recorded anywhere? If they're just, you know, as I explained, if they, oh no, you were busy listening to Patrick, weren't you? Okay, so if they if clicks come along and they don't actually, you know, they just watch the video but don't do anything about it, then no, they're gone into the dust, into the sunset kind of thing. Yeah, you'll never see them again. If you're using a capture page, then yes, you know, they'll come in there and then they land up in your site and all sorts of things in your autoresponder, etc. The only time you will actually see them is if they actually enter their name into the video and don't watch it. I'm sorry, you know, don't pay for it. They turn up in your leads list, and if they enter their name and go the $7 trial, then your buyers list. Okay, so you see them there. How do you get leads through Twitter? Werner, Twitter is personally one thing that I used a lot. Well, I started off using a lot. You like my mug? Thank you, Irene. With Twitter, I have actually never had business success through Twitter. Right. I think Twitter is a nice way to build your brand, etc. I have never actually found it effective in the sales process. Okay, I could be entirely wrong. Sue and what kind of pipe in there, please? Do you all use that at all? Gary, you're so welcome. Okay, right. Any more questions, anybody? No? Okay. All right. Okay, everyone. You know, if that's it, I hope that's been helpful. Did you find that kind of, you know, it clarified certain questions in your heads and kind of made it a lot more clear as to what the process is? Or did I bore you all to tears? You can be honest. And I do realize there's a massive delay. Okay. Cool. Okay, everyone. Gary, sorry, Gary, not you. Patrick, Sue, anything else that you'll want to add, or are we ready to tie a bow on it? Yep. Okay. Guys, what we would also like is if you can actually, you know, we're here to serve you, right? We want this to grow into something where you can then bring your new people along to, whether they are, you know, boomers or not really, you can bring them along to get sound foundational facts explained rather than, you know, get themselves in a big muddle, etc. We want to make it that kind of a place. We also want to make it a place where you can actually, you know, bring your prospects to, where we explain about things, etc. But we know that's not happening right at the moment now, which is why we thought, okay, let's do a foundational thing here and then build again from there. Okay, but if there's anything in particular that you would like to hear about or like to be trained, please do let us know, and then, you know, we can take it from there. All right. Yeah, like I say, we're here to serve you, so let us know what best way we can do that in. Okay. With that, that's it. Have a great night, everyone, wherever you happen to be. And it's Patrick's turn next week. Might be the two of us. We'll see you during the week and surprise you. Okay, on Wednesday. Thank you, Werner. Thank you, Irene. Really appreciate it. You're also welcome. It's great being here. Great to be able to serve you. We love that. Okay. Night, everybody. Take care and see you soon. Bye now.